Hey, good morning. Bright and early, getting ready to work out. Thought I would do a little talk about increasing club head speed. Have before, and this is more related to swing things or other strategies you can do to increase your speed besides thing like speed sticks or the stack. I'm gonna warm up all the way through. It's 4:30 a.m. Dog was up. Kids might have been up. I was up. Get up early these days anyway, and been working out pretty hard twice a week. Made my speed jump. Um, Kind of been hitting the really tougher workouts that last a little over an hour twice a week because that's kind of what my schedule permits. And then daily mobility. So 5-10 minutes I just work on. For me, it's right hip, right thoracic. Um, every day, a little bit of time spent over here, I know goes a long way for my hand depth, which I know is a problem because if I don't turn, my arm lift comes in and I get steep and I kind of back up and flip. If I can keep this mobility this way pretty good, keep that club nice and deep, creates a recoil, club shallows, turn and burn, let her go. And so everybody's got different problems. I'm really good at turning to the left. Probably don't use it as much as I should, but nonetheless, I'm gonna warm up just like teach a lot of people to warm up. Don and I made this better every time, and I'm gonna spend a little more time over here, and then we'll hit some balls. Longer video. Fast forward if you don't want all this fast. Shoulders feel pretty good. Torso feels pretty good. Gonna squat a few times. I like to feel this in my ankles lately for some reason. And I brought some golf shoes in to show you how, possibly your shoes can change your club head speed. And there's a lot of thoughts on that we'll get to later in that. Let's just kind of like squat, turn. Feel this in my hip, kind of coiled. Just getting loose. A couple RDLs. Sorry about this mic flipping around on you. Maybe this will help a little bit. Dynamic warm up, super valuable. Doesn't have to be fancy. You don't need 20 minutes to warm up. 5 minutes, get into the activity you want to do. Stop messing around with these long lay on the ground warm ups. Get the blood flowing. Probably better off jumping around, moving. You're getting into some deep stuff and some fast stuff to get your legs going and that. So let's pop this up. The Lukey Seedale. Start with a lob wedge. Try to get loose pretty quick. I'm gonna hit everything. I think club head speed wise, while I'm getting loose, there's some loose things, some calibration drills. You go to the course, you're trying to find something, and I don't know how many amateurs or high handicappers come in here and their first swing, this is gonna hurt, is and they're here. Oh, that slice, I gotta fix something, and they never found where they are at on the planet that day. Like I like to feel my feet, my heels. I like to find arm parallel with any club, really. Maybe not driver, but arm parallel, turn, fat, chunky. I know that that's gonna fly 70 yards or so with this club, and I'm just gonna turn from arm parallel, which is there or there, anywhere in here. Just kind of feel where the low point is. Ball position might be too far forward. Everything's felt a little fat, so move it back. Turn and burn. There's a fade. I like that. These new irons, I tend to draw more, which is okay, I guess. Grip pressure feels a little tight on this 7th shot. Arm parallel kind of feel. Go to something different. Skip every club today. 60 to a 50. Arm parallel should be about 100 yards with this, I would guess. 105 carry. Arm parallel is probably a 3/4 feel for me. And I don't know, just kind of a comfort thing in a way. Might not even be doing it, but it feels like it. Cuts. Love it. See more of a full one. Get to my full swing, I almost always kind of do a freezer exercise where I take it to the top and feel uncomfortable. Like, oh man, daylight between my knees, hand behind my heels. Let's get over here, get coiled here, let that thing go. 120 to 25 full with a gap wedge. $129. I'm awake today. Skip the pitching wedge, go to a 9-iron, just getting loose. 7-iron is what I want to show you. Club, 9-iron. This thing about club head speed, carry distance, dynamic loft, all this stuff, man, TrackMan, GC Quad, all these things have been so powerful to make progress. Why golfers are getting better. There's certainly an aspect of distance that's happened because of equipment. We know that to be true. We also know that fitness has improved immensely. We're training golfers like athletes, using explosive sport principles and transferring into golf and learning about golf principles, really. And it's even changed. I've been a PT for over 10 years, doing the golf stuff really seriously for the last 5. It's changed in that time on what to do with golfers, and it's amazing that we just kind of shift this, or the pendulum swings back and forth, and you learn something new and you implement it and it works. But I think one thing that golf gets neglected is, yeah, we have these devices, but the human brain has this amazing ability to see a number with something we did with our body, like club head speed. Say, oh, that was 110. What can I do to make that 111? And all of a sudden, after time of getting the visual feedback, neurofeedback, we do it in PT all the time with people that have stroke or something, but neurofeedback gives you this kind of external, ability to make a change and make things go up. And so at the pro level, at the amateur level, everywhere, to see something and then do something, you kind of get this connection going on with club head speed. And that's why we're seeing people be longer than ever. More people swing at 120 because, if you're trying to do something in your swing and you don't have feedback from what's actually happening other than just ball flight, you're not going to know. And I know over the years of measuring things, there's a few strategies for me that I've figured out by trial and error that make my speed jump. There's a few strategies by trial and error that make me hook the hell out of it too. And it's interesting because the speed one and the hook one are very close to each other, and I can really cause a problem when you try to play a cut. 9-iron, full, hair fat. The 55 club, typically stock, but went back to these old, trusty X100s, and man, they've been around forever, probably 30 plus years. They're smooth but firm. You can flight them low. You can swing hard at them. You don't feel like they're going to be like a noodle. And man, I just love them. Get that one. Not quite to my stock number. So ways to increase speed. Let's get to 7-iron. There it is. That's the stock one. 7-iron. I got some stickers on the face because I like to look at 7-iron and driver for a lot of reasons. Pretty much a 20-mile-an-hour difference between a pro's 7-iron and driver. So 7-iron's 90. Probably going to see a driver around 110. And if it's not the case, something's off. Something's wrong. Usually, it's a good way to start with things. So 70 club probably for me. If I just had like a pick one number, certainly feel like I can turn it down into the upper 180s, or kind of stay back on it, keep the face open, hit at 155, but I would say 170 is about right. And 171. Speed 91, that's 111 with driver. $171. 172. There's a little more speed. Driver should be 115 for me right now, so my formula held true. I'd see 95 with this. I'm not going to try to hit it harder, just maybe turn a little bit more. Bigger turn, bigger speed. Let's keep going down that road. So everyone has ways to figure this out. If you have a monitor to measure your club speed, get loose, grab a 7-iron, and just see different things, how they feel. So for me, I know a deeper turn makes my speed go up. I know that sitting into this right hip makes my speed go up. I know that pressure on this left side also makes my speed go up. Also hook the crap out of it. So I'm just going to keep working on bigger turn and see if I can get up to 95 miles an hour. 91, 172 carry. Almost shanked it. 92. About 6 balls with 7-iron. That was throwing my hands at it. There you go, 93.4. And a draw. Let's take the hands away, work on the bigger turn, and just kind of rotate through. A little more passive feel. 93.4. I'm going to add some arm speed. Sometimes arm speed gets neglected with the hand speed. I like to tell people, increase your club head speed with your arms by making your elbows feel faster. Make the elbow feel faster, not the hands. Wrist versus arm in a way. This will be elbow faster with a bigger turn. Lots to think about. 2 thoughts only. 96. Try that one more time. Elbow speed. Pick up the elbow speed through the bottom. Big turn. 96. All right, so strategies for me were so cliche, but sometimes the answers to these things are so simple, it's not easy. A bigger turn. When I don't turn, goes here, start swinging in a U, no good. When I do turn, hands get deeper, hip gets coiled, ricochet effect in that swing, speed gets better. So the other thing for me is that, the summary for you to try at home is have a way to measure 7-iron speed and try to do a bigger turn and see what happens to your speed. If that doesn't work, maybe you need more hip fire. Let's try hip fire. I haven't done that in a while. Like a little more hip action. Ooh, I hit that one. 99. So golf is weird. But 181 carry with a 7-iron for me is like a lot. That'd be 120 club head speed. Hip turn. So, I'm going to forget all the other crap because it's too many things to think about. But let's just fire your hips in the downswing. Get 100. No, but they're dead straight. They're almost better than the trying to get deeper feel and arm speed feel. So anyway, everybody on tour, their swing looks the same week in and week out, but there's so many different feels. And you might search for something like, man, bowed wrist feels good this week. Fired hips feels good this week. I don't know. I have like 3 kind of feels that over the years I've always gone to. More hands is one, more body is another. When I say more hands, I kind of mean more arms, like arms in front more. And um, um, the best golf I play is when there is no real feel. It's almost just like target, 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 target. Like you're playing shortstop and throwing it to first base. You don't think of a feel. You just rip it and let it go. And certainly can get in those kind of flow states. Hip speed here. A little thin. All right, so hip speed made things jump. So while we're on this 7-iron, I think like footwear is a great strategy to look at speed, and try to do this real quick. But I did a study during COVID when I had this monitor at home. Was a new dad with baby Maya. This is like March, April, May of 2020. Maya was born in February, and we were closed. That was a scary time. No business coming in. We had a couple guys that I'm very grateful for, John and Coop, and their wives, and who were doing online with me, like Zoom, a couple days a week, and offered to pay the full price for an in-person session, which was so nice of them, and kind of kept my sanity, but also helped me figure out, wow, I think we can do online stuff. I think I can do this, and wasn't that expensive at the time to get a uh, um, kind of an online thing going where we could see people remotely. And then what I realized is if we upgraded it into an app, people could do these hybrid plans. And I like to think of it like a dentist or a primary care provider. And, you can come in, like, I'm a terrible business person. We could tell people all the time, like, let's do shoes, Footjoy, Premiers. These are the firm leather shoes. They don't have a lot of play, a lot of good ground reaction force. I mean, these things are firm. Probably what I play the most in is like some kind of Footjoy that has a lot of stability. And I like to tie them tight, get them rigid in there. I want all of that transfer to go. But I'm going to test these against the shoes my wife really likes, which she says these are old man shoes. I think they look pretty good. She likes the Nike Air Jordan golf shoes. I see a lot of kids wearing these, but they're very comfortable. They're fun to play in when you're playing casually in a cart. But I feel like I move around a lot in these. They slip and slide, but there might be something there that I've never tested until today, where those could be faster than these. You'd think something firm from a firm surface would transfer force. We create speed with our legs, and something firm would help us create more club head speed. But maybe in light of what Greg Rose was talking about a month ago or so, maybe we need something really mobile in our feet to not transfer force, but have more hip turn, which if I'm locked into these blocks on the ground trying to get more vertical and I'm early extending, maybe I need a Tony Finau shoe that has a lot more flexibility in it, a little more comfortable, that makes my hip turn more. And then the hip turn creates more speed versus have more ground reaction force. Everybody's different. So let's see, kind of, we got 94 miles an hour with the 7-iron, and with the Footjoy, the last 4 7-irons were like trying to fire the hips. I feel like those were the best speeds. So let's put Footjoys on and try to fire the hips, try to get the best speeds again. So it's not as skewed. These were just like stock swings and working on hand depth and arm speed, and speed kind of started to go up. When I started to do hip speed, we went into, so we're stocks 91, 89, 91, 92, 91, 92, arm speed 93, 93, 95, 95, 90, the hip speed 99, 98, 96. So here's Footjoy with hip speed. Well, yeah, let's do Footjoy with hip speed. I don't know. So these definitely feel a lot firmer than the workout shoes I was going to wear. '96, no surprise, I guess. Kind of mishit. I also felt like I ran, like I was in I was locked into this mat. Okay, 96 again. That was not good. Hit that one. Man, I feel like I'm a little bit blocked turning left. It could be biased, but I was like, argh. So I have terrible ankle mobility. I do work on it. Soleus stretches, gastroc stretches. There's some things you can do just joint wise, but it's like that. The guy who rolls his ankle in basketball always says he was going for the big block or dunk, but I was actually in a JV game, 14 years old, went up, made a layup, landed on Dustin Pusey's, my own teammate's foot. Boom, and I could feel my fibula, that bone out there, kind of crunch almost into the, this graphic, into the floor. And I knew, I was like, uh-oh, something's wrong. Couldn't bear weight, emergency room, growth plate fracture, fracture your fibula. Go see an ortho tomorrow. Bam, cast it. Was probably on crutches for 6 weeks and then a boot for a few more. And then I did physical therapy for the first time when I was a freshman in high school during baseball season. There is a trend that I'm not hitting it as well with these clubs, shoes. But no big change in speed, I would say. Let's try to settle in one. PT I did, I remember it was like an hour session. A lot of people in there. I'd go in, he'd throw me on the bike for what felt like 45 minutes of the session. I was on the bike forever. And then we stand on this like disc and kind of try to balance. And then I'd go on the leg press machine and he would leave. And I just start doing presses, like calf raise presses. And he never gave me like a rep range or anything. But I remember thinking I was like brown noser kid, still am probably, that I'm just gonna keep going till he comes back. And I would have like 100 calf raises in and be burning and sweating. And then come back and be like, did you get your sets done? I'm like, yep. And that would be it. That was rehab. And it's so ridiculous. Look, still pops, still have problems. Probably gonna tear my Achilles someday because it's so unstable. But nonetheless, still became a physical therapist. All right, hip speed. Hit 100 one time. Hit that one. 98. Maybe, just maybe, these shoes have some way to increase speed. I don't know why, but they're firmer, and maybe, just maybe, they can get my speed up. All right. So I see a 98 and a 97. Saw that with the sneakers. Really try to fire the hip. 98. Let's add the hand depth and the hip for the last one, and then change in those Nike shoes, see if we can hit 100. That's probably the most I can get. 99.2 with the Footjoys. Do the kickoff. Probably have some vanity, no doubt. Probably always wear in tournaments, bigger events, the Footjoy premieres. I've just had a version of these when they were like classics, the icons. Now the premieres forever. But these did surprise me nonetheless, with how comfortable they are and how many compliments I get from Anna when it comes to these shoes. And so, changing your shoes, like if I think it's good to explain a little bit while I'm trying to fight this shoe, that ankle mobility is a joint that's prone to get tighter. Knee is the joint closest to it. It's a joint that's kind of fights getting loose and having problems. Hip fights getting tighter. Low back fights getting looser. So it's like this alternating pattern in the body. And so if you have an ankle mobility issue, like your ankles are locked up and you don't have like great range of motion in your ankles, John Rahm, for example, you might need more of a sneaker type of shoe so that you can move around a little more. That Footjoy was not letting me do this. I wish you could see, you know, looking down what my foot can do now in a looser shoe that has a little more give. Those Footjoys are rocks. It's like Face Off with John Travolta and Nicolas Cage, and they got those boots in the prison. That's the Footjoy. This has got like a little more of a, I'm on a resort yoga type thing where I can move and go. And so I've never done this test. I honestly have more curiosity, but I definitely have more mobility, which could be a bad thing for centeredness of contact with these shoes with what's touching the ground. They are way more comfortable, I guess. Let's add Jordan's add tag, take away the Footjoy tag. Let's see 7-iron. Max was 99. As hard as I could hit it with the 7-iron. So let's see some Footjoy, or excuse me, some Nike. I feel a little freer. Might have to tighten up the left, but 98.4. Nothing surprising. If I hit 100, these are the shoes. I'm ordering them. I don't know. Hit that one. 98.6. So at this point, working on hand depth, hip fire, arm speed. Hard to do all three at the same time, but trying to hit 100 with these Nike shoes. There it is. I don't feel like I did anything different there. But 7-iron, 180, about as good as I can do. So that'd be 120 with a driver. There's another pretty close to 100 there. Still a little bit out of control. And that's not a surprise, I guess, but I'm not trying to control things. I'm trying to see what the max speed I can get with different shoes at the moment. And so club head speed wise, with these guys, 98.2. So far, the Jordans have the three fastest speeds here. The fastest the Footjoys got to was 99.2. Fastest I got with my sneakers in hip speed, well, there was a 99.7. Make me a liar there. You know, doing this over time, which I did over the last 3 or 4 years, we've had a launch monitor. I've kind of figured out the hand depth thing, the hip turn, the arm speed thing, you know, combination. I know my numbers so well, but I will tell you that this is faster. The Jordans are faster than I usually am. 90, 95 with a 7-iron. There's my normal 7-iron. And so I'm trying to do max swings. I get that. But let's go to a driver. Keep the MJs on. And love Michael for an invitation down to the Grove. Play $10 hammer. And it's not what you're used to playing for, but that's all I can afford. And I'll wear these shoes for you and talk to you about golf fitness in a way. Driver, let's tag this MJ. See what we can get speed to. Jordans. Oh, we did. Driver, Jordans. Still feel like the left needs tightened up. So it's just kind of looking at if I have tight ankles, maybe, just maybe, or if I have tight hips, that's another concept, like, you know, being able to slide around and move in my shoe could allow for more hip turn versus like planted rigid. That's got to be all hip in a way. So your shoes matter big time, and the only way to know what will work for you is to test it. Try a bunch of different shoes, check it, see what's better. Maybe you test them on the course. That's probably the best place. And see when you play better in these, or you feel better in these, or maybe you sacrifice distance and for consistency, or you sacrifice both for the fact that your feet hurt after golf and you don't want your feet to hurt and you don't care if you shoot higher score. You got to test it yourself. I can give you some advice though. If you have tight ankles, I'm going to put you in a more mobile shoe, unless you have freak hip mobility or something like that. So Jordans with driver, probably hit a cruiser here, but weird. Felt like a, I don't know how that math adds up. 63. Oh, the spin is so low. Pull hook. All right. So let's see what we can do with a max speed driver with the MJs. Feel loose and mobile. I think I'm learning something here. With hip fire, 121, 290 carry, swiped it. Although I take that all day, every day. 3,000 spin, 172 ball speed with a 10 to 20 yard cut. It'd be easy to play golf that way. Square one up. Hip speed, arm speed. That's right again. 121. Jordans, so far winners in the speed game. Try the Footjoys in a second. We know we got 121. That's about all I got in the tank. Try depth, arm speed, hip speed. So summarizing so far is like, hate looking down at all that junk on it. Is hand depth. The further your hands get away from the ball is depth. There's like a correlation for every inch for speed. I don't know the ratio. It's out there in space somewhere, but further I get here, the more potential for speed. Hand depth. And then also hands is like your arm speed, which I think of elbow speed, not hand speed. I'm going to flip it. Elbow speed, like trying to make my arms move faster. And then hip speed. I mean, that's probably the lowest hanging fruit for most people is you get enough depth, you have time to get that hip going. You only take it back to here or go straight up. The hip never has a chance to get out of the way. So I'm focused on depth of my hands and hip speed at the moment. And just kind of hit one. Fronted it. 121, about as good as I can do. Let's try Footjoys. Sorry for taking the time. Take my shoes on and off. Mama, don't judge me for not untying them. Been doing it my whole life. This is wild. I'm definitely in one of my faster states. I did the same program I'm kind of doing now last year, going up into a golf trip, and I was hitting it. We were at Old Waverly. I was hitting as long as I've ever had in my life. Also had like a 45-inch driver, 45.5-inch driver that helped too. It's just inconsistent. This go around has been a little more steady, and haven't really done the speed stuff, just trying to get strong. And man, it's just sometimes you just want to scream at people because it doesn't register with them. Like, you don't increase club head speed by just like getting more flexible or going to stretch lab or like doing yoga. It just, you might see an acute change if your like hand depth gets better or you're able to turn more, but it's like smoke and mirrors with mobility. Mobility changes don't increase club head speed. Like everybody believes, oh, what do you think is going to be the best thing for you when they come in here for the first time? Like, oh, I need to get more flexible. Well, sure. That feels great, but that is not going to increase your speed. Massage improves mobility acutely. Stretching does, but you're not going to see like a big change in your speed on the course or something. The thing that changes speed is force production. It's science. It's like F equals ma. Mass, acceleration, mass. Let's just call it the strength part. If I took you and you came in here and in 2 months you were able to push 10% more with your arms, pull 10% more with your arms than you can at the start. You know, pick something up off the ground 10% more. Rotate 10% more both direction. And strength standpoint, you're like your 3-rep max or your 5-rep max. Your ability for your system to produce force is from here to here over that time period. And as a result, you have more speed. And it doesn't really, it transfers over for the people who know how to use the ground and produce more force in that. But when you start doing speed training after strength training or power work, which is light and fast stuff, light and fast, that's when the gas gets put on the fire. And that's how you increase speed in the gym in a way, not stretch lab. I'm sorry, it's just so annoying to me because it just doesn't. It's like false statements. It's the easy way out to lay on the table and have someone do something to you. And you know, like better, that you have to work at something for it to get better. Off my tangent. Footjoys. If I see 122 or 123, it's ground reaction of the Footjoys. That was as hard as I could hit it with the Jordans on. So definitely less mobility, not as much twist. Won't see as much hip turn, but I should see more vertical. Wish we had some force plates, so too expensive at this juncture. Uh-oh. That felt good, but 117. I'm not trying to fake this, Footjoy. Paid enough money of your shoes over the years. And if this is what it is what it is. I'm going to play the Nikes. All right, hit one. Fired my hips. 119.4. Man, I can't complain. Got Feather Sound Club Championship in about 6 weeks. Got second a handful of times. Never won it. Never really been that close. Been in the final group like three times and just kind of not get it done. Sometimes club championships are pillow fights. Like who's going to shoot the pair of 75s because they trick up the course. You know, it's tough. They play it all the way back. The pins are tough. And, you know, people are like, well, man, what happened? Why are the scores so high? Well, golf courses is like a tough day. And I practice in here in the mornings. All right. Footjoy, send one. 121. All right, I can live with that. Wish I could square one up for you and show you that 321. So 120 speed with Footjoy. Averaging 119.3 with both the Jordans and the Footjoys at this point. So no real difference in the shoes I'm wearing. I have to say subjectively that I feel more mobile in the Jordans, and that's no surprise. They're loose. They're not like rigid, fancy shoes like the Footjoys. They're loose. So, you know, you could be such a golf nerd. I mean, being a total golf nerd is opening a PT clinic for golf and going all in on it and doing this stuff because it's just a passion of mine. And honestly, I don't care what everyone thinks. It's been a lot of fun, and I just live in life. But you know, you could say, man, that course is really soft. I'm going to wear the Footjoys today, and they'll keep my feet dry. Those leak a little bit. Or the course is firm as hell. I'm going to be, you know, I want to have some, and I'm walking. Maybe you're at the Pelican. That course is firm. It's so pure. And you're going to be walking that day. Maybe I'll be more comfortable in the Nikes, even though I don't look like a Pelican member. I'm a Muni kid by heart. You know, that may be a strategy you could use. So really increasing club head speed with your swing, hand depth, arm speed, hip speed, get them out of the way. Just how to hit one hard and square it up. I'm going to just Brittany Lincecum toe it in a hair. Kind of closes the face. She probably didn't even know that, but she does. And then sends her a little drawl out there. So a little closed face, hit it hard. There it is. All right, that's as good as I can hit it. I don't like the right to left, but 120, 310 carry. That's all I got. Increasing your club head speed is individualized to you. there are lots of strategies that you can use on the course, in the practice facility. Stretching is not the best strategy, honestly, but getting stronger, you can't go wrong with getting strong. If you don't have a workout plan, we can help you get that started. We use our physical therapist hat. If you're scared of a personal trainer, I'll wear my button down and slacks, not a workout clothes, and be more of a PT nurturer. Or if you're ready to get going, you want to get strong, can't go wrong with getting strong. We'll put on the gym clothes and we'll sweat a little bit. But really, you have to pick simple things. Maybe a leg press machine to start with. Maybe that seated bench press machine, and then a pull machine, and then like one of the rotary ones that you like a cable rotation thing, and just start moving. And if this week you're at 20 pounds for one of the exercises, next week bump it up to 22. Or instead of bumping it up, instead of going to 15 reps, go to 12, but have a 5-second count on everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And watch your strength go up. If you're consistent with it, watch your speed go up. And you'll see it on the course. Club head speed from a swing standpoint, go see an instructor. But pretty much it comes down to how deep you can get your hands, how wide you can get your hands, make a bigger arc, and then how much you push up from the ground while also rotating at the same time. And so there's strategies to improve all of that. You just got to know what your own individual needs are. And using a monitor can teach you that, and you figure it out on your own, or having someone knock away the big obvious ones so that you can dial in, make the lens smaller is another great strategy. But thanks for watching. That was a long video. I think I'm going to play golf in the Nike Jordans for a little bit. The next round is a walking round on Tuesday at the Pelican right before the LPGA. I'm very grateful to be playing there. And anyway, have a great week. About to start a workout. It was fun. See ya.